Oxford University, they were, of course, the university that created what became the AstraZeneca vaccine. AstraZeneca is a corporation with financial backing from Bill Gates, and they bought and marketed that vaccine. But the vaccine was developed by Oxford University. And so in Vietnam, they did a study of their AstraZeneca vaccine. And here's what they found. An Oxford University study finds fully vaccinated healthcare workers carry 251 times the viral load compared to the unvaccinated, proving that the COVID-19 jabs make you worse. Oxford University Clinical Research Group published this paper August the 10th in The Lancet. That's the British equivalent of the American, the AMA journal, JAMA, Journal of the American Medical Association. While moderating the symptoms of infection, the jab allows vaccinated individuals to carry unusually high viral loads without becoming ill at first, potentially transforming them into pre-symptomatic super spreaders. So, isn't this interesting? First, we were told that you were going to be forced to get the vaccine because it was the unvaccinated people who were spreading this everywhere. We were the typhoid Marys. We were the super spreaders. And you couldn't pass this on if you were vaccinated. Why is that? I mean, they've always said that asymptomatic people could pass this on. So why couldn't they? I mean, does it give them some kind of a Teflon coating that germs and pathogens and viruses don't attach to them? Of course not. Then they came out and they said, well, it's the same amount of viral load. But don't worry, because if you got the vaccine, you won't get as sick. So you still should get the vaccine. But that basically destroyed any logical, rational, scientific, or medical basis for vaccine mandates right there. But they press on. And now we find with this research done by the people who developed the AstraZeneca vaccine that not only it's first they had no way to transmit this, then they transmitted it the same as unvaccinated people. Now we find out they have 251 times more the viral load. The paper's authors demonstrated widespread vaccine failure and transmission under tightly controlled circumstances in a hospital lockdown in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. The scientists studied healthcare workers who were unable to leave the hospital for 2 weeks. About 2 months after infection injection. Well, I guess we could call that. 2 months after infection with the AstraZeneca vaccine. They called it injection with the AstraZeneca vaccine. They acquired, carried, and presumably transmitted the Delta variant to their vaccinated colleagues. They've sequenced the strains to confirm that they transmitted SARS-CoV-2 to one another. But let me tell you this. There was no test. They don't say that there was a test. They said there was a test for the novel coronavirus, but they didn't say there was a test for the Delta variant. And as I pointed out yesterday, and as I'm going to keep pointing out, there is no test for that, really. There are very few approved tests. There's not very many of them out there. They're not taking the time to do a genetic sequence to see if this is a variant or not. And, of course, the whole variant thing, when you look at the smallpox stuff, you have things that are more than just a variant apart, but the single smallpox weakened virus will protect you against all those different and they're not even variations. They're more than variations. There's different strains of it for animals and other things like that. There's 2 major ones. And you don't have to get a vaccine for each of those major strains. You don't have to get it for any of the variants. You don't even have to get it for the other poxes that are out there. Anyway, thus we have a key piece to the puzzle explaining why the quote-unquote Delta outbreak is so formidable. Fully vaccinated people are acting as powerful typhoid Mary-style super spreaders of the infection. But I think it's even worse than that. I think that it is the vaccine that is making them sick. They're blaming it on a fantasy Delta variant, and they're using this surge, which is happening 6 months after they have put out these mass vaccinations. They're using that to lock us down again, even before we get to cold and flu season. The common man. They created Common Core to dumb down our children. They created Common Pass to track and control us. Their Commons Project to make sure the commoners own nothing. And the communist future. They see the common man as simple, unsophisticated, ordinary. But each of us has worth and dignity, created in the image of God. That is what we have in common. That is what they want to take away. Their most powerful weapons are isolation, deception, intimidation. They desire to know everything about us while they hide everything from us. It's time to turn that around and expose what they want to hide. Please share the information and links you'll find at thedavidknightshow.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. If you can't support us financially, please keep us in your prayers. thedavidknightshow.com.